Hello! I'm back. I know I said I was gonna be on a hiatus, and I pretty much was for a couple days. But, I'm back, and I feel a lot better than I did before. I was dealing with a lot of mental health problems, and it wasn't very good. But I'm a little better now, and I've decided to make another video. Now, I know that I had said that I was going to keep doing winter themes for the rest of this series, but for now I'm going to just continue on with my rainy theme, because I don't feel like searching for a gift that works with the snow, and also the snow sounds keep getting me copyrighted. So, yeah, they keep coming with music apparently, but I didn't notice. And I'm getting copyright for that, and I don't like that. I might be doing this for fun, but I still don't like being copyrighted. So if I get copyrighted too many times, they'll delete my channel, and I don't want that. But anyways, let's get on with the video, because that's what we're here for, not for me to continue talking about nonsense. We're continuing our story of what happens when you write to Satan instead of Santa. This is part 4. The neighbor wants to fight Frankenteddy. Fire-breathing butterflies were whizzing around my head when I got the call from Josh's parents. We had tried to put them in a jar, but apparently old jam jars are no match for hellfire, and the butterflies had burned their way through. It also managed to burn through 4 of my curtains, 1 couch cushion, and all of our ice cream, though I suspect that was actually Frankenteddy. And yet, they seemed completely immune to their own fire. I struggled to pay attention as Josh's mom, just as much of a bully as he was, shrieked at me on the other end. If you think for a second that you can get away with having some goon assault and threaten my child, I've got bad news for you. Oh god, she already sounds like a fuck. My bad. I'm so sorry. Well, you see, Josh was pulling the wings off of Sarah's butterflies, and I don't give a shit about some stupid bugs. You know what, smart guy? I'm gonna have my husband come over there and kick your ass. Rita, I don't think that's a good idea, because the line clicked dead in the middle of my sentence. And sure enough, within a minute, Rita's husband was pounding on my door. Miss Hatchetface answered the door to reveal Rita's husband, Mike, a heavily tattooed man with way more biceps than brains, in a tight shirt that looked like someone had vomited rhinestones all over it. So, he began, in what I can only assume was his best tough guy voice. Where the fuck is this guy who threatened my kid? Oh, Frankenteddy? Miss Hatchetface replied cheerily. I think he's upstairs trying on dresses with Sarah. Hey, Frankenteddy! Miss Hatchetface called out. Mike looked a little bit unsure of himself as the 7-foot-tall monster teddy bear dressed in a unicorn cloak descended the stairs. I have answered the Lady Hatchetface's call, he boomed out in a voice so loud I could feel it in my gut. This man wanted to talk to you about what happened to Josh, Miss Hatchetface said. I regret that I did not send him to hell, but I believe that fate shall afford me another opportunity. That seemed to make Mike angry enough that he forgot his common sense for a moment, and he jammed a finger into Frankenteddy's chest as he spoke. Spoke? I can't speak. Nobody threatened my family, he said through clenched teeth. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, bro. I am not in possession of an ass. I lack the human need to defecate, Frankenteddy replied. I mean I'm gonna fight you, bro. I am not designed for fighting. I am designed for loving. Would you like for me to love you instead? Mike's mouth hung open in stunned silence. Are you coming on to me? He asked, his voice much smaller this time. You know what? He cleared his throat. I don't need this. I'm just gonna call the cops. I'll see you in hell, buddy. If that is what you wish, Frankenteddy replied, and before I knew what had happened, There was a black and purple swirl of flames around the two of them, and they had disappeared. I said weakly, did he just take him down? Oh, Miss Hatchetface replied. Frankie said he's always been a bit literal. I'll go fetch them. She stood there for a moment with a placid smile on her face. Are you going to fetch them? Oh, right now? Okay, sure, why not? With that, Miss Hatchetface disappeared in a puff of purple flames and smoke. My head began to feel warm on one side, and I wondered for a moment if I was having a stroke. Then I caught a glimpse of myself in a picture frame. My head was on fire. Before I had time to panic, I felt a cold blast and my vision went white. I realized I was covered in foam. I turned to see Sarah holding a mini fire extinguisher from under the kitchen sink and grinning. Thanks for... My sentence was cut off by foam as the fire extinguisher blasted me in the face again. Sorry, Dad, Sarah said. You were still a little bit on fire. It's okay, honey, I replied. I heard the familiar sound of rushing air that was usually accompanied by black smoke and purple flames, and turned around to see Miss Hatchetface had returned, along with Frank and Teddy and a much paler-looking Mike. Demons, Mike stuttered. I saw demons! Jesus, Frank and Teddy said, where did you take him? Oh, no. I delivered my guest to the gates of hell, the city's greatest hellscape. You, what now? I asked. Hellscapes are like hell's theme parks, Miss Hatchetface said. Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. Well, not for the demons, no, she said. But for the damned souls, it's more like a themed arena of torture. Oh, I said. I do not understand why the human did not enjoy his trip. There were snow cones. But they were made of human blood, Miss Hatchetface said. But they were O positive, the most delicious kind of human blood. Miss Hatchetface's tail switched as she giggled. I trailed off. Is there any way we can make sure he doesn't remember what happened? I believe I can be of assistance, Frank Teddy replied. Before I could stop him, he used his enormous paw to bash Mike over the back of the head. Mike immediately fell over, either unconscious or dead. I have seen this technique employed in the red squares referred to as television. You mean television? What is a telly? It's short for You know what? Never mind. Very well. So what should we do with him? I said, staring at Mike's unconscious form drooling onto my carpet. Lady Hatchetface has informed me that humans do not eat other humans. I have no other suggestions, Frank Teddy replied. Just then an ear-splitting scream filled the air, and I saw our neighbor Rita standing in the doorway, hands on either side of her face and pale as snow. What did you people do to my husband? She wailed, throwing herself on the ground and slapping Mike's face hysterically, and what I can only assume was an attempt to wake him. She must not have quite believed him that he said he was okay, because she slapped him a few more times just to make sure. When she was done making sure that he was still alive, she looked up at all of us. Her eyes were bulging out of the sockets as she pointed a shaking finger at me. You, she said, her face so red that she made the pink-skinned Miss Hatchetface look like an albino. I've already called the cops on you freaks. You're all going to jail for a long time. As if on cue, Police cruiser rolled to a slow stop in front of my house. Two officers made their way slowly towards my door. Which one of you is Rita? The tall, dark-haired officer asked. I am, Rita practically shouted as she jumped at her feet. And these, she said with venom in her voice, these are the freaks who attacked my husband and son. Miss Hatchetface grinned at the officers placidly as her tail snaked its way up under her skirt until it was hidden from view. Are you the husband? The officer asked, kneeling down on the ground next to Mike with a sympathetic expression on his face. Yes, Mike said. Officer, he whispered, these people aren't human. They're not? The officer asked, a thin crease spreading across his brow. No, Mike said. They took me to hell. I saw demons, And monsters and... Okay, well, I've heard enough. First officer cut him off, turning toward Rita. Lady, you know it's a crime to prank call 911, right? What? Rita's mouth flopped open like some sort of fish. You're acting like I'm in the wrong here. These people, these freaks, attacked my family. The dark-haired officer shook his head. Where I'm from, he said, we don't call people who look different from us freaks. You can either vacate the premises on your own, or you can vacate them in the back of my squad car. Go, officer. She's a bitch. Anyways, that's the story. Sorry. Rita's face took on a cartoonish expression of disbelief, but when she saw that the officer wasn't kidding, she grabbed Mike's arm and attempted to tug him to his feet. After an awkward moment of struggling, the two were stumbling away back to their house. The first officer turned to Frank and Teddy and said sympathetically, my cousin has a growth hormone condition too. You just let me know if those people cause you any more trouble. He set his business card on the table next to the front door and motioned for his partner to leave. Oh, and I know it's none of my business, he said, turning Miss Hatchetface. But you should get some aloe vera for that sunburn. Not that you, don't look beautiful. I mean, you're very beautiful, and his partner loudly cleared his throat and patted the rambling officer on the back. Right, he said. Time to go. Of course, Miss Hatchetface giggled as she shut the door behind them. Well, that went better than I expected, he said. I mean, that really almost got out of hand. Indeed, Frank and Teddy replied. I was almost unable to purchase a souvenir for the Princess Sarah. Wait, what? Right, a souvenir! Frank and Teddy began rummaging in his uniform cloak, and I held my breath, dreading what he would pull out of it. I let out a long sigh of relief when he finally produced an ordinary-looking TV remote. What does it do? What does it do? Sarah asked, tilting her head to the side. I don't think that's an appropriate gift for a child, Frank and Teddy, Miss Hatchetface said. Nonsense, replied Frank and Teddy. It is a child-friendly one. Child-friendly what? I asked. Miss Hatchetface plucked the remote out of Frank and Teddy's paw and began laughing at herself. Oh, I see, she said. In hell, the demons watch the punishments on some sort of reality TV, she explained, turning toward me. And they can select the punishment they want to see with their TV remote controls. Wait, what? I said. This one is for child demons, she continued on. Take a look. The remote was black plastic and looked like any other TV remote you could find at the store. Printed across the top in silver letters was the phrase, the remote of minor inconveniences. Instead of numbers and menu buttons, it was covered in buttons that said things like tickle, tinnitus, and unscratchable itch. At the center of the remote were two big purple plus and minus buttons that simply said, intensity. I realized that Sarah was standing on her tiptoes behind me, too late to stop her from snatching it out of my hand and matching the tickle button that she pointed at Frank and Teddy, who immediately erupted into roars of laughter. Ha 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 ha! I find no humor in this situation, but I'm unable to stop laughing. Ha ha ha! I don't know how to do that. I can't fake laughs. I'm sorry. I was about to take the remote away when Miss Hatchetface caught my eye and smiled. I forgot what I was doing. Why don't we leave them to it, Mr. Rogers? She said. I had a, private matter I wanted to discuss with you. Private matter? I asked. Those glittering obsidian eyes were like bottomless pools of water shimmering in the moonlight as they drew me. Yes, she giggled. Keep it between us two. Maybe we should go somewhere more discreet? Yes, discreet, I said. Great idea. She smiled as she reached out and grabbed my hand, leading me slowly across the room and up the stairs. She led me into the master bedroom and sat me down on the bed, closing and locking the door behind her before turning towards me. One corner of her mouth was raised into a smirk and she looked at me and said, So about that private matter. that's the end of part 4. And I'm terrified of where this is going. Because, from what I remember, this Hatchetface is a succubus. I'm hoping that this doesn't go where I think it's going, but we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll have another one uploaded within a few days. School started today for me, again after the holidays, so my schedule might be a little bit hectic for the next few days until I get used to it again, because I was off for a while. But I should be back up and running perfectly fine. It won't take me too long to get used to this, but I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this one, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you really like my content, want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day! Bye!